Hello and welcome to episode 11 of our Tall Italy or Milan play. And now we are going to first of all survive our corruption hit that we just took from our reforms. So mostly it was provincial corruption, not that much state corruption. We are only at 38 here. And what I also need to do, and I have talked about it with others in community and so on, I need to fix my sector score here. That's probably a reason why we have problems selling stuff. So our sector score is 87, which means that we are very far away from being rank 1. Spain is rank 1. Who would have guessed here? So Spain's capital is rank 1. Sector score 1 here. It means that we are really late in selling stuff when we try to sell our goods. And that might explain why we have problems selling stuff currently. What I'm going to do for this is I'm actually going to try to sell my galley somewhere. And yeah, I guess no. Yeah. Maybe Spain wants them. No, they're at war. In this case, I'm just going to delete them. So what we need are a mixture of heavy ships and trade ships. So first of all, we do need to... what we can see here actually is that our naval force limit could be 250. I'm not sure why it says 250 here, but 87 here. I assume that it has to do with the privileges which are cutting us down. So we have to get rid of these privileges here, like down to 1 and down to 1 and then down to 0, so that we get all the force limit that we need. And first of all, we are going to build like 50 light ships here. That's what we need first. Ah, I don't have enough money. Okay. So we're going to wait. And afterwards, when we got more force limit again, we're going to build also like 20 heavies as a starting point. Just to see where that will get us here. Because theoretically, light ships should increase the sector score that we have in all our sectors. And all our sectors are terrible currently. So that's something we need to work on. Maybe that helps us before everything gets too crazy here. And yeah, so well, let's get some admin points from Spain. That can't hurt. We can also take this tech here. Get the global trade bonus here for a while at least, which also will increase our sector score. So hopefully we can fix our selling issues that we currently have. And now I'm going to speed forward. Our fleet is under construction and I need to wait until we can revoke privileges here again. So like 5 years probably. And now we do luxury cloth here. So yeah, speeding forward and let's see where we will end up. Okay, we have proceeded to 1712 and I have built a small fleet. No. Just kidding. I've built 150 trade ships, which I have parked in the Strait of Gibraltar here. Now I have 50% of the trade power here and stealing 36 of the colonial wealth of Spain. Whoops. I would say thank you. Thank you for the fish. And so this basically pays for the whole fleet. I do have a flagship in there. I do have 150 trade ships, which cost like 0.18 each. So, I don't know, that's 27 or something in total, maybe 30 in total for this fleet. So this is paying for itself. What is not paying for itself is my heavy fleet, which is this one here. So we are close to 100 heavies now, which cost me 54 when they are done, plus the 50 transport ships which we had from the beginning. And I think I want to actually go up to 60 transport ships now. I still have a little bit of force limit left, but I shouldn't max it out. In between, I have removed the last privileges here. which gave effect on naval materials and so on. I should be fine. Yep, naval materials is fine. Force limit, as just saw, is maxed out. I also went to chair 1 in between. And now the next thing we could do is either we go to gentry or we do the tax reform here. And I think I want to do the tax reform first, and then we do afterwards we do the gentry reform, which means we do the provincial reform. Provincial administration. Yeah, we do this one here. We just only do this one, so because we don't want to skyrocket our corruption currently. We can just do them one after the other. We don't need to go crazy here. Do we have a grain dole? No, it's already running. But now we can do the rational taxation, which is going to increase our income only further. So here we go. Reform is done. Now we should push a bit of loyalty back in. Nothing we want to do here. And nothing we want to do here. So we just wait until our stuff is back up again, I guess. And meanwhile, we are progressing with our infrastructures here. So this one is done. Oh, there's no longer the right map mode here. So we switch back again. And we still need to build some cities here. Yeah, so let's do this one. What? Did I already do this one? Oh, I already did this one. So, Trent. You are next. There we go. Now, just as a note, we are now at 110 development. And we are producing 4,000 commerce. So 4,000 commerce size, which is producing almost 1,000 commerce in total. So we are close. We still need more burgers here now. They are growing crazily fast by 0.4 with the natural growth that's almost 0.5 per year. And our citizens here, our residents, are also growing by 5k. That's also a lot. And as we can see, the fulfillment values are 300%, 250%, and 138%. So this went up significantly as well, which is important to know. And this is, of course, the effect from all the reforms that we have done. The resident wealth is extremely high, and it apparently goes even higher now, so the consumption will also just increase over time. And I do think that we are going to get even more wealth when we do when we do the gentry reform here in like 5 to 10 years, which then removes all the dues from the aristocrats from the residents and burghers. So they will basically get unleashed there even further. And I mean, the burghers also got unleashed because they don't have to pay infrastructure anymore, or not at least a lot of that. So where are they here? Yeah, the investment is only 5 now, so basically nothing that they contribute to the infrastructure here. However, that is not really a problem because the residents are pulling the big weight here. So if we check that out, yeah, they are paying... What? Only 7.8? Maybe this isn't localized right. Investment. Yeah, something is wrong here. Okay, I have to investigate this. This must be a bug. So the investment should be... The investment, as we can see here, is in total 349 from classes. But... do we see something where... No, we don't see it here either. Okay, so there's something missing in the UI here, or something is incorrect. But doesn't matter. This is still quite a lot of cash. And now because now we are the sector score 1, so we are the best trade node in the world due to our new massive fleet. So we are the first to sell and buy wherever we want. So this is, of course, this has consequences in the end. So, and the first thing we can note here is that our wasted resources have gone down significantly. We are not wasting any industrial anymore. We are importing 872 from Genoa and exporting 422 to Spain and other things. Yeah, so the whole trade network of us is currently reshuffling due to the fact that we are now the best node and have the first say in global trade, which of course is a big deal here because we have a lot of stuff. And meanwhile, global trade is still spreading through our realm very slowly, so this will take time. But whenever it reaches one of the major ports, I did reach Naples and Venice already, so then we would get a global center of trade there, like we already have here. Do we have it already here in... Yes. Suez Canal also got, but Yemen didn't get one yet. So that's in the makings here. 78%. But therefore we also have a global center of trade here now, which is very important. We also... Yeah, this one is already 72% throughput, so that is getting invested from us quite heavily. So that's all good and nice. So let's see also one last thing here. Not one last thing, but before I proceed further down the road, we are currently population 8.07. Almost 8.1 million peasants. 7.8. So we are getting close. I'm getting really close now. Good. And we proceed forward here and keep this running, the industry. So this was very important because that saved our industry from running into too much waste. Now we do have a say in the world trade again. I completely forgot about this mechanic with the fleet and the sector score, so that was definitely a mistake. We should have done that like 100 years earlier. We probably would have earned a lot more money from this. So this is definitely a mistake you can avoid. 310 from tariffs here. That's a lot of cash. Only 69 years, so this is very much intermediary what they are doing. But well, yeah, let's proceed. Okay, we are now in 1780. 18. And I have multiple things to think about. So first of all, what is the next idea group we want to take? I think the two hottest candidates are Grand Army or Naval. Grand Army because mostly due to the skill bonus that we get here and garrison infrastructure cost reductions. And then our army is just stronger than it already is. It's already pretty much undefeatable if we want to. Naval would help us with the fleet that we have to sustain. Would also get us woodworking skill, which is nice for some industries, some urban industries, and also shipbuilding skill, which is nice for the Navy. So that's an option. Also plus 20% naval material modifier can be useful, even though we do have enough here. And these two are the hot candidates here currently. An off-pick would be to go now into aristocracy, because it would allow, for example, agriculture skill, but peasant freedom reduction, which it doesn't matter, but it provides peasant need minus 5%, so it makes them demand less, so we have a bit more growth from that. Metalworking skill again, and then a bit of reputation and relations and legitimacy, and some corruption reduction, which don't really matter anymore. But I don't think that's a good idea. Espionage would always be a good idea because of the corruption reduction here, and in general the bonus that it provides. Civic religion would be nice, but we are not going to pick an admin idea because of the fact that we want to rush to industrialization institution here, which requires us to get to 56. So that's going to be ahead of time a lot, so we are saving up points here. So I think it's either Naval or Grand Army. I'm just not decided yet, but it will take like another 10 years until we can reach it without paying too much for it, because next idea group is at 54 and we need 56 for industrialization. So now also we can do the gentry reform, so that's the next one which we need here. So we're going to do this It costs us 60 loyalty with the nobles, which is fine though. Also a lot of legitimacy and stability, that is expected. And now we do a tenant here, because we do have the bonus from the industrialization here in this industrial ideas +1, so it doesn't matter that the debuff is like 0.3 or 4 per year. I mean, we can verify that in our provinces here that we are already at 100% in those provinces anyway. And now the next one would be to do one more thing here. I think I want to do elite power from autonomy. Let's do this one. This is relatively cheap. So there we go. This one is gone. We're going to do a tax relief here. Oh no, not the core again. And then we do, yeah, same song again. We do something here. Nah, for 10 years +5 unrest, that's too risky. No. So we just accept that we are a little bit on lower loyalties for a while. I mean, we are where? 44%. Yeah, okay, so it's fine, I guess. So corruption also didn't go up that significantly. But now we can see here that we are on... Are there 2 reforms left? I got the feeling that there is... That examination has another level. No, it's also 3, and 10 years also has only 0 and 1. Okay, so we are almost done now. So 2 more bureaucracy reforms are left, and then everything is done. Good. That's going to be happening soon. And now we could go to freeholding soon, but for this we would need to push the gentry down to 35, which is going to happen over time, because they're already decaying a bit. Now with the reform they are going to decay even faster. And we probably are going to give them a little bit of a push when the loyalties are high enough again by demoting the gentry here. But that's nothing for now. But now we do have really marginal feudal dues here. And because the peasants are free in my realm, I think basically nothing is paid from them. And even the remnants here would be gone after we reform gentry into freeholding. Which also gives us +15 rural skill, which can be useful. So we are going to push... we got the distant relative thing here, so that's another 7.5 loyalty, that's good. Yeah, we're going to... I think I'm going to push for this reform next year. Which means we are going to wait until we have like 70 loyalty again, 70, and then we can do the demote. It costs us 25 if I'm correct, yes. That adds 0.5 on the decline, so that's then pretty quick. It's just 20% that we have to remove, we are already in gentry, which makes many things a lot easier here. So much for that. And I was considering if I maybe want to expand somewhere, like take over something to maybe get another foothold somewhere. Things I was considering was, for example, Ceylon down here, because it provides spices and gems, which are luxury and bullion and exotics. Then maybe the Spice Islands here was a consideration. Or getting in here, northern Vietnam, to have the connection into China, potentially. Or somewhere here, either Japan, Korea, or this bit of China here. But the main problem is that we can't core because of our range. So I wasn't sure if I really want to. Ideally we could vassalize something and then integrate them later. But that makes it a lot more complicated. I mean, another option would, for example, be to go for this nation here, which are, of course, pretty hard to... But they're 66%, so we could take them over as a vessel here. But I'm not sure if that's a good idea. I don't know. I don't even know if we want to. That's another thing. I do feel quite happy with what we got here. I've been building heavily harborage just now to push up our force limit further. So I have neglected amenities a bit. So I'm going to switch focus again now back into amenities here. Just to... I think I'm building amenities here, right? Yes, I am. So this one is actually solved. So to keep growing our urban population here. So let's also investigate where we are now. I hope that we have overtaken it now. So all stated census population 8.38. No, still no. 200k are left. Okay. So we are going to just continue until we hit something important. Well, here we are in 1728, so halfway to 1740, a bit more, or 50, depending on where we can get the technologies. And recent reforms has just expired from our last reform, and now we are in the following situation. So burghers are fully reformed. There's still one privilege left here, but we don't care about this one. And we can remove it eventually, probably when we have the loyalty to spare. And the nobility is more or less also done reforming. We could still go up with the military organization here, which is probably something we can do later on. And for now, we are waiting for the power to decline here now. We are actually demoting them, so their power is shrinking by 0.8, which is a lot. So we wait until they are at 35%. And then we can go to freeholding and therefore getting rid of all the feudal dues from our peasant and resident population. Meanwhile, I also fixed all bureaucratic reforms here. So we are now fully reformed. We do have the best taxation we can have. There is nothing left here. Nope, there's only the general conscription we could do, but for that we would need 4 military groups, which is maybe a thing we are going to do soonish, because I'm not sure what the next idea group could be. So I'm leaning towards either Navy or Grand Army here. So let's see. I do think I do like Naval though, because that would boost up our ship problems or our fleet. But also this one would reduce mana costs, it would give us more reduce man training cost modifier, which we already got a lot of, but that would also be worth it. Then garrison cost reduction, construction skill, metalworking, so that's a lot of stuff we could use here. Alternatively, we could also look into civic religion, which gives us rule skill here and more autonomy reduction, but we don't need that anymore. So yeah, we are fully reformed. We are working on the nobility to finish that one up as well. And afterwards, I'm probably thinking to do the church finance reform here, to also reduce the burden of the clergy from the peasantry here. The other stuff I probably won't touch, so it's fine that they don't pay taxes here. But yeah, so principally, we are basically done with everything we can do here, but we can do some like this one here. Yes. Also, can we do... Yes, we can go to unitary now. So let's do this. Let's go to unitary. And that frees up also total centralization, which we are going to do here. So now our cap is 100, going up by 0.7, so that's only a few years until we are done with that stuff as well. And promote the... We can also do the peasantry here. There we go. Just to get some loyalties back here. Where are we currently? 53, so that's accurate. Yeah. We still want to keep them on high loyalty though. But they are going to take a big hit when we do the freeholding reform here. But that's a few years away, like at least 15 years probably. And yeah, we are currently still investing in our provinces. We are building up our food supply to feed our resident population here, which is rising like crazy. But also to fix some issues like fiber in our provinces. Now, let's see our trade notes. Rank 9. We are rank 1 still. Good. So let's check commerce again. 99% throughput. 100% throughput. 100% throughput. So we can again invest into commerce here. So it's just getting maxed out constantly, which is remarkable, I have to say. So we just put a lot of money there again, and then we also invest into the secondary trade provinces, which we have, like these ones. I recently invested into Aden, so we don't need to, and then we just... Oh, Nizza, I forgot. There we go. So let's boost up our commerce even further here. And here, now we are recovering from the corruption here. So provincial corruption is still high and state corruption is also still high. But that's fine. We're also in a regency currently, which is going to end in 2 years, which is good. But more or less we are now waiting to see how low we can get with the provincial corruption. We are decaying by 4.7%, which is pretty much. Loss is now down to 0. State is 6.6%. We probably don't get that to 0 because we are not going to get to 0% state corruption. And then we have to work on the estates corruption, which is going down with the power they are going to lose. So burghers are declining passively on their own by 0.15% currently. Not going to go after them probably, at least not right now. And yeah, the nobility, however, will probably lose everything over time. So our income will go up significantly again, which we can move into our provinces. So, and now with the recent reforms expired, we can actually take another tech here. And now we can see that there is, in 2 years... Wait a second. So industrialization is admin tech 56. This is 54. So we are going to wait 2 more years. Then we take this idea group. And we are going to take a military idea group, I think. I mean, I'm really not sure. I mean, civic religion really doesn't give us much. The best thing it has is the religious state here. I mean, legitimacy might not be bad, but it's because of the regency that we have this low. Innovativeness would have been nice earlier. Especially the class labor would be massive for us. Bureaucracy isn't worth it right now. Although this gets us plus 5% admin efficiency, which is considerable, and the reduction in administration costs, which is also massive. But I do think it's naval. I think we go naval and maybe afterwards Grand Navy. Grand Army. Grand Fleet, it's called. Maybe we go Grand Fleet afterwards as well. And let's see. So for the moment, we are just going to speed ahead here and see where we will end up. Okay, here we go. We have 1738. And the flying shuttle has just been invented here in Ostersteiermark. So we are going to get support for industrialization there. And we're also going to take up to 56 now, which is going to start with the industrialization on the next yearly tick. So nice, nice, nice. Next idea group is at 58, so that's a long time away right now, because we are 290% ahead. I mean, it's only 22 years because of the industrialization debuff, but still. Yeah, that's going to take a while. But now we're going to see the invention after the year tick probably. But first of all, I need to investigate where I want to put my money again. So is there anything which is urgently lacking? Amenities, apparently here. And I think this one I've started. Yes, this one is doing stuff. Which means we are going to just build amenities here. There we go. And then I go back to improve food. I think this area here needs to be done next. I've been building irrigations here. Going through every area basically and just putting everything on level 3 as a starter. So here I have to save up again. And yeah, so our income is around 480. It's fluctuating a bit because I have been adjusting taxations and so on. But as we can see here now, we are leeching 114 money out of trade. 21 from our vessels, which is Provence, Switzerland and Bavaria. And of course the knights, but they don't pay that much. And of course the main income is now taxation itself. I have deactivated some of the weaker ones so that our mana points are get spent more focusing on the better ones. Like land taxes and property tax and something like this. And now we wait for the new year. A lot of stuff has to be calculated now that we got the new institution. It's probably not gonna help now, so the game is only getting slower. Let's see, we're up to 540 apparently. Oh, there's so much stuff to do, it's so slow now. Well, let's see, I should also probably restart again. Oh, we got a merchant. Let's wait for the 2nd of February. Come on. What's our actual income? Come on. 568. So that's pretty much. And autonomy-wise, we are pretty much everywhere on a 0 except these ones over here. I'm building a road to them. And of course, I think, yeah, here the islands are not, it's only 14%, 9%, 2%. So these are just a bit further away. Everything else is really low. Big question is now what to do with the... So this one we can also recall. So we do have... Could collect here. Could collect here. And we definitely should collect here because we don't have a merchant here. So that's a lot of money as well. So let's see how much we get here. Nah, it's too late for the year take, but 88% here, which is not properly getting sent to our nodes. That's something. And meanwhile, our nobility power is decreasing constantly. Okay, let's wait for April. Oh, wait a second. We can see the invention process progress probably. Yeah, everything is ongoing here. Just we are the first. And Lombardy is inventing by 2.3 per month. So that's gonna take a bit until it's fully done. So how much do we get from Levantine Sea here on top of what we have? 6. Wow, interesting. So a bit more cash. So we are up to 71. 571. Nice. Yeah, let's check also our population again. Let's build this first. And then not all owned, all stated. Because Yemen shouldn't count to it. So we do have a census. 9.12. Growth is 66k by now, so that has gone up significantly. But we're getting closer. Almost 9 million now. Growth is also extremely high. And industry-wise, yeah, we are keeping up with the food gap here. So the irrigation expansion that we are doing do definitely have an effect here. The other are just getting crazier and crazier here. How is our exports though? Do we waste anything? 107 consumer goods are wasted. Whoops! We're exporting 1,368 to Castile. Great. That's a lot of money. And interestingly, our food import has definitely declined, so we are getting it somewhere else. Ah, 331 from Aden. Interesting. So it's buying somewhere in the east, probably. Great. So we're going to continue here. Now we wait for the industrialization to kick in. Just as a reminder, what will the industrialization do here? Of course, it's properly simulated here. But the effects from industrialization is 100% urban skill plus 50% rural skill and 10% infrastructure cost reduction. So that alone will pretty much max out all our rural industries in no time. We're already 88% throughput, so this will make a lot of peasants look for jobs in the cities, so probably our migration will increase significantly into the cities. At least that's my expectation. So let's see. We're going to wait it out and then let's see where we are. Okay, we have reached 1744. And the industrialization here is spreading everywhere now. So even here in Aden, south of Yemen, we almost have that now. So now we can embrace it as well for really cheap. And I guess this, not sure, can it spread to provinces without at least one industrial district? Okay, so it cannot spread to provinces without a city. That's interesting. So now we can get a few more technologies here, which we're going to do now. These are ahead of time already, so we don't need to. And now we can take up here, like this one. What do we have here? So currently cavalry fire is still a lot lower than a shock, but so again to Ulans. And then the cohorts here. Cohorn, whatever. Our income has gone up to 700 by now. And we take the loyalty here. And we're also close to doing the freeholding reform here now, which is our next stretch goal here. And let's see if we reached our campaign goal, more or less. That we have more residents than we have peasants. So 9.439, 9.336. Well, we have to wait for a few more years. But now we are going to go to the next reform here and build everything up. Just as a hint, so where we are currently are. So armaments here, the numbers are now by far too large for everything. We are now at a maximum skill of 437, and it can grow for like 80%. And also all our rural industries now have basically reached 100% throughput. And our commerce here can also go up by 100%, which is also a big thing. So we could help it by investing. Not sure right now. Probably we should. And now the question is, where will all these peasants go? So let's for the moment just throw additional funds in here. My assumption is that we actually have way too much burger labor by now. So yeah, we have we have 30 more labor than we have actually demand now. So I guess how about we throw like, I don't know, a few. That's a bit annoying now, but I guess, come on. I guess we just dump a few hundred into this one now. Because 30 labor is 1,000 commerce or something. At least. Probably. Let's see. Luckily we are 100% state reach by now, so everything we do here is getting invested really efficiently. Of course, this will spike demand for resources for the district expansion. Let's see, do we have here too much labor as well? Yeah, we also have too much labor here. So we do actually have a massive problem here now with the industrialization. But here the profitability is low. It's only 11%. So this one is not going to work. Here it's 19%, so it's just here where we do have more. Because it's the capital probably, so it can reach easier. Higher learning is also very profitable now, and it will also go up significantly in skill. So this one will also expand really soonish. Yeah, this is very interesting. And most of our urban industries actually do have a problem now. Probably selling again. So yeah, we're also going to throw a bit into industrial again. Let's grow this city like crazy. So let's see what we have in the investment pool now. So we just 5,000 commercial investment value. Okay, so that would be interesting what will happen to this. So let's just jump forward a bit. Well, we have jumped to 1751 and we're currently in a small crisis because the revolution is ticking. And we need to get to stability 3 for this, however, to avoid this. However, we are in the middle of the reform aftermath because so plus 80% stability increase, because, well, we did the freeholding reform and we did the church finance reform at the same time, which maybe was a mistake here under the current circumstances. And I don't think I can do anything to... I mean, I could still donate to the church here. Why not? And I'm trying to find things which increase stability currently. I could use this one. Yes, I will. So to just get the stability factor up faster, because we have to get it done before August 7252. Because the minus 80%, here the plus 80% is expiring in 59, so that's 8 years from now. I'm not sure if I can get to plus 3 despite this, but worth a shot, I guess. And yeah, so that's what we are struggling with currently. Corruption, however, is down to 15% by now, so that's good. And our income is, of course, massive. Most of it is coming from the land tax. Yeah, and we are using that to actually boost up our industry here. As we can see here, there are a lot of constructions ongoing. The reason for this is that I am building amenities for everywhere. So are really literally everywhere. Wherever it is possible currently. So some provinces do not have room for a construction project because I'm building harbor bridges and so on. And this, of course, spikes now a lot of demand in knowledge, industrial and raw materials. And yeah, I'm considering to probably do something like garrisons now next. So for example, I could now first of all, I build this one, and then we do something like Garrison 5. Let's see what's the price. 24,000 is a bit high. So let's go like 4 for the moment. Yeah, 10,000. There, for example, we are going to do this next to also spike more demand in military and industrial. Again, for our industries, our urban industries, to have something to do here. Because we are overproducing way too hard now. Okay, let's wait until February is done. So, and yeah, 676 still. Our tax income went down a bit because I'm donating a lot to the church. But we can see here now the population growth is 10k in my capital. That's mostly just due to industries. So there was probably investment going on or whatever. And our commerce here, our investment maybe was a bit too much. Because we went from 5,000 commerce to 17,000 commerce. Maybe a bit much. And therefore we are at minus 38% profitability. I do think we do have labor for more. Oh no, we don't. 200 labor... 200 labor demand gap. Yeah. But look at the promotion. We get 2.5k burgers per year. I've never seen anything like this. Yeah, easy. And well, what is our commerce doing though? We are importing 1,200 consumer goods from Liberia. So currently we are in an import phase apparently. Our stockpiles are getting filled before we export again. So it's not that impressive currently. Yeah, awesome. Let's keep going, I guess. And yeah, this is hilarious what we're doing here. Well, here we are in 1752, and I was not able to prevent the revolution, so in 2 months we are going to get hit by that disaster. It will get us, let's see, plus 10 unrest and a bit of a stability increase interval. I think that will be fine. However, it's unfortunate. I was hoping that we could prevent it. Now, currently, I think every province here we have is currently building something. So our demand for resources is going through the roof. Yeah, everything we own is building something. And yeah, this will take probably years until everything or the queues for buildings are somewhat finished. Because some provinces like this one here, they have to build amenities and harbораges, so a lot of urban. Here we are building amenities in garrison, so every province is doing something. Oh, this one is not doing anything, but it's also UI also bugged out. But yeah, basically everything is doing something here. Now we could consider to just check out, so there are some provinces which are not doing anything. Let's see if we can just push them to irrigation 4. Maybe not. Irrigation 3? Yeah, so we're going to save up for this, and then maybe some more provinces are going to do something. But yeah, now next step is the impeding revolution. And also, I do intend to eventually reduce the land tax, or rather get rid of it. So currently our biggest impact or taxation is like 50% of our taxation is the land tax, which is heavily coming from the peasantry. So if we cut this, of course we halve our income, but it also means that we are going to significantly enrich the peasants, which might be worth it, so that they demand more goods. But that's, I mean, we could do, yeah, there's a revolution here. Let's see. What we could do already is just reduce the admin tax by 5. So let's just do this and then delegate again. Military is anyway only 7.5, so that's not used at all. Diplomatic is also not used at all. Okay, so decades of feudal oppression. Feudal oppression? We don't have any feudal. Religious intolerance and unjust taxation. Maybe unjust taxation. Contributed to the revolutionary movements beginning to surface across our lands. Blah 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 blah. So, revolutionary organizing. Yes. How do we get out of it? Ends when stability is 1 and rebels control fewer than 1 province. Yeah, okay, so that's just a question of time, probably. I don't want to do a tax relief, but yes. So let's just wait it out, I guess. Should be easy, though. Unless this 283 reactionary rebels will... Oh, no. They just reorganized it. 659,000 revolutionaries. Yeah, I think I need a screenshot of this. Let me just do... No, wait a second. We can wait until there's more... if this really organizes. I think then I need it for a caption of this video title. And... tech-wise, we can't do anything currently. So we're up to -1, and stability probably is still increasing. Yes. Empire's bureaucracy. What? What does it do? The centralized government of our nation has become very corrupt and bloated, making it difficult to pass any policy to improve the situation. I don't know what it doesn't do. I don't want to... Okay, let's press reduce the bureaucracy. I have no idea what it does. Did we do state reach or something? No, we didn't. I don't hope... No, we also didn't lose a privilege or something. I have no idea what it does. So hopefully it doesn't do anything bad. Maybe our country is a little bit too big for this situation. So yeah, 9,000 revolutionaries. I guess they will go up by 5% every tick. So getting to 1 stability beforehand might get complicated. Let's put it like this. But yeah. Oh, New Year's tick, so it's getting really slow. And on slower. But on the good side, I have started to build my new rig for EU5 and modding EU5. So eventually we are going to have a better computer for me and better streaming quality as well. That's what I was trying to aim for. So that's a thing. Because it's not perfect what I'm doing here. Okay, can we do something here? We can lavishly endow them. Definitely worth it. Pulling there. Can we get stability here? Reputation. Let's get this one. Can't buy stability apparently. Sadly. I mean, what would happen if they... These rebels will never negotiate. Yeah, I know. So we just switch to Revolutionary Republic, if I see that correctly. I mean, that would be nice, right? We could embrace this. It would lose some... why does it not scroll down properly? We would become a republic, of course. I mean, why not? Let's do it, I guess. The end of the old world if our country flips. I'm not sure how revolutionaries work. Because I think we are not adding anything specific into it. But assuming we would go Napoleon here, something like Napoleon, and start conquering Europe, we are not going to do this because we are going to end the campaign relatively soonish. This would have dire consequences for Europe because our country is the richest here. I mean, yes, Spain, for example, has a lot of colonial wealth, but we are extremely... Ah, now we see something. Restrict serfdom. Keep the masses in chain. Gain 1 stability. Oh no, national arrest -2, why not? I have nothing against that. It doesn't change anything though. I mean, the +1 would have been an easy way to end it, but I think... Overthrow the... Let's get overthrown here. Italy should fall. 45%. Suppress the free thinkers. Vivid discussion among our philosophers over social reforms and virtues of reason have had an impact on a larger part of population. Yet for one is beginning to fear that some of them will be too easily influenced by troublemakers and that their rebellious action will further increase our country's instability. They hardly pose a threat. Okay, so what I'm going to do here is I'm going to cut this episode and we are going to do one more where we flip revolutionary here. So leave a like and subscribe and see you in the next one where we go full revolution.